Hi everyone, I'm finally back with another video. I actually moved, so that's why I stopped doing them for a little while. But we're back, and today I'm going to show you how to make these two patterns. This is a little dress and a little halter top, and yes, we're going to be making these patterns for the doll. This is a Minikane doll. If you haven't seen them around, they are so cute. And this is ours. This is Jade. I'll include a link where to purchase the doll as well as where to purchase the pattern. Now I did hand draw this pattern, so it's not professional whatsoever, but if you're interested, I do have this pattern for sale, and I am going to show you all the steps of how to make it, of course. So if you're ready to learn all that, then keep on watching. So the first step is to print out the pattern pieces. Here they are. As mentioned before, these are hand drawn by me, so nothing professional, but I did try to include all the notes that normal patterns usually have, like the seam allowance, how many to cut, where the fold line is, stuff like that. So as long as you follow this, you should be good to go, and all you need to do is print it at 100% and it's ready to go, ready to cut out. But if you did want to double check that it's the right size, I did include that this band is 6 inches by 1 inch and that the strap is 5.5 by 1. So if you go ahead and double check the measurements, everything should be good to go. And then the only other thing I wanted to mention is that I just included a little note for the straps that it should be 12 inches long, because I realized you can use anything for the straps. But for this video, I'm going to be using just a little strip of double brushed poly. So first things first, you're going to want to cut out your pattern pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and be right back. Okay, here are all the pattern pieces. Sorry if you can hear my daughter in the background. She's going a little crazy. Okay, so I picked out this fabric for the halter top and this fabric for the dress. These little dog clothes are perfect for all your scraps. This is the ones that I picked. Again, ignore my freaking cutting mat. I'm going to get a new one. But okay, so the first one I'm going to cut out is the dress. And I actually wanted to point out that the dress, you could use any fabric for. It doesn't have to be stretch fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out for this fabric. This is Liverpool. And then for the halter top, I'm using a nice French terry. But again, for this, you can use any knit fabric. But for the dress, you can use knit or woven. So I'm going ahead and cut those pieces out. And I did include a little tidbit here about which direction the stretch should go, just in case you're unsure. And once I cut these out, I'll be right back. So now here's all the pieces cut out. For the halter top, we have 2 pieces for the front and for the back as well. And then we have our 2 straps. And for the dress, we have the 2 front and back pieces. Just like that. Ooh, my cut was a little wonky. And then we have the 2 pieces for the arms right here. So I'm going to start off with the dress. So if you want to skip ahead and only do the halter top, you can do that. But we're going to start with the dress. So the first thing you want to do is actually put these pieces right sides together. Just like this. And you are going to sew down the side seams here and here. Let me get everything else out of the way real quick. So that's going to be the first step, is to just sew right here and right here. I'm going to be using my serger, but you can use a sewing machine as well, and be sure to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, there's that step done, and next you are going to kind of open it up like this. You can even just turn the whole thing, but I just do it this way. And you're going to take the band piece and fold it wrong sides together like this, and you're just going to line it up. I like to leave a little chunk in the beginning so that my serger can catch it. You're just going to leave it like this, and then you're going to attach it all the way to the armhole. So all the way to this other side, and you're gonna have to stretch it a little bit just so that it lays nicely. But you're just gonna start it there and then stretch all the way down. Now you'll notice that this is really small, but I made it that way because I don't want it to add that much. I just want a nice clean finish here. So I'll go ahead and attach that one to that side and this one to the other side. Alright, now it's all attached and here's what it looks like. I did have to stretch it, so make sure that you are stretching it to make sure that you go all the way to the end, or you could make the piece just a tad longer. Especially if you're going to use woven, you'll need to make it longer, but I like how it turned out. So now we're going to flip it right side out. I don't have my normal setup yet, so I'm struggling with the one-handed camera thing again. Okay, but here we go. So that's what it looks like so far. Next, we are just going to hem, and that's almost the last step. So the top, I like to hem it by turning it down a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to hem with my cover stitch. I have a video on my cover stitch. If you haven't seen it yet or you don't have one, go ahead and watch that. And then I'm also going to use it to hem the bottom. I'm also going to do 1/2 inch for that. If you have a regular sewing machine, all you do is just flip it to that 1/2 inch and sew straight across. You can do a straight stitch, which, because you don't really need any of this to stretch, it's supposed to be oversized. And then once you add the straps, it finishes it off. But anyways, I'm going to hem the bottom and hem the front and the back. You can decide what you want to be the front and the back, but I'm going to use this as my front. Here it is all hemmed now. I did, like I said, both the tops and then the bottom. And now we are going to work on our straps. So you will need a safety pin for this. But as I mentioned before, you can use anything for the straps. I'm just using some double brushed poly. It's 12 inches by about 1 inch. And all I'm going to do is pull it so that it stretches. So let me try and figure out how to do this. Okay, you're just gonna pull it like this. You see how it's like curling up, and now it looks like a little strap. So I'm just gonna do that to both, and then I'm going to shimmy them through with this safety pin inside of the two little channels that we made. Okay, I got them through, and as a little finishing touch, I just tied the ends. And then the only last step to do is to take your sewing machine and do a little stitch here and here just to hold the straps in place, because I feel like once they're getting played with or anything, the straps would come undone. But that's pretty much it. And what's cool about this is you can tie them, you know, either two little bows on either end, or what I did is I just scooped them both to the back and then just tie it kind of like a halter. So there is the dress all finished, and next we are going to work on the halter top. Now for this, you're going to take your two front pieces, lay them right sides together, and you are going to sew here and here. And then, since I'm already showing you, you're going to also take your back pieces and you are going to sew all across the long side, so here. So I'm going to go ahead and sew those 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. Next, I'm going to open it up like this and open the bottom one up as well. And I'm going to place them right sides together, and you'll notice that the back is shorter than the front. That is correct. So you're just gonna have to sew one side, this side down, and then line it up and sew the other side down like this. Okay, you're gonna get something that looks like this. It looks a little weird, but all you're going to do now is work on the straps next. So here are my straps, and we are going to sew these right sides together. So the right side of the fabric is going to be touching, and you're going to sew it down long ways. And then you are going to also sew one of the sides. So we're going to create little tubes. The step is to turn your little tubes, and because they are so small, this part is always kind of hard, but I just like to pull the ends, and then just gonna like create a little space so that I can push it inside of itself. That's all you really are trying to do here. And then once you get it done, you just shimmy the rest. I'm using this pair of scissors, but you can use the top of a pen or even a chopstick, anything really small. And then you want to grab the end and take it off. Sorry. And then you have your little strap. I have the straps turned out, and I'm going to place the raw edge inside here, inside this top portion, so the front of the halter. And I'm going to put both inside here. So that's what it should look like, and you just want to line up the seam side to the seam, same with the other side, and you want to make sure that it's right at the top there. So you're just going to sew all across. Now that that's done, I'm going to turn everything right side out, so how it's going to lay. You just, okay there, so if anything fails, just shake it out, okay? So here is what it looks like so far, and the only other step is to hem the bottom. So I like to do a 1/2 inch hem for all of my items, including the doll items. So I'm going to just fold both pieces and turn it up and hem it. But you can hem this however you like. Sorry again for this hideous cutting mat. I'm sorry, I feel like it's been distracting this whole time, so sorry if it has. Alright, so here is our finished halter top as well. Here's what the inside looks like, if you were wondering. And that is pretty much it for these two patterns. I hope that you all found these videos helpful. I'll be sure to show you all what these look like on. If you have any further questions, do let me know. And if you want more of these doll patterns, also let me know. But thanks for watching.